Hey everybody, what's going on? Fallout here. If I sound unorganized or disheveled in this video, it's because I'm kind of going on this one without a script. I just did a bunch of testing in a private match, and I wanted to get this information out kinda quickly, so here I am. Oh, also, if you can hear clicking or typing in the background, that's just my fiance working. We share an office together. Sorry about that. I'm gonna do my best to just kind of talk around it and move forward. So I want to talk about shotguns. I know, wow, big shocker, by the way. Fallout, I thought you said you weren't going to do shotgun videos right away into the new season of content. You know what? You're right. I did say that. And then I felt the itch crawling up the back of my spine. Had to do it. The reason I wanted to do it is because there were so many questions going into Season 10. I feel like shotgun wording in the patch notes was really shady, and I wanted to figure out if they're still good. There's actually a whole bunch of questions I wanted to answer, and that's what this video is going to do. I'm going to take common community questions about shotguns that were put into my Twitch chat today, and I'm going to go over each one with you and tell you what I found. I need to make it clear, by the way, these are my initial findings. There's still a lot of work I need to do, probably another week from now. I just wanted to get some work done right away, because again, a lot of questions about shotguns. There's more work that needs to be done. I do not have all the answers right now. I have some findings, which I will share with you, but I don't have all of the answers right now. Okay, first question I wanted to tackle for today. What is the new max one-hit kill range for shotguns in PvP? That is spread shotguns, by the way, not slug shotguns. So in Season 9 and before, I think that the magic number was about 8, possibly to 9. If you had like a god roll shotgun and a very lucky pellet spread, you could maybe get a kill as far as 9 meters. That is no longer the case. To keep things relatively simple, if you had a god rolled like Mindbender, anything with really high impact, like an aggressive frame shotgun, you should take the maximum one-hit kill range that you're familiar with and trim it by 1 meter. To translate myself, if you have a Mindbender and you have a really fortunate RNG pellet spread, like you get really lucky with those pellets, you will maybe get a kill as far as 8 meters away from your enemy. But again, that has to be a really good luck pellet spread. For the most part, at 8 meters, I was not getting the job done with my Mindbender. I will say though that at 7 meters, I was getting the kill pretty much every time, which is good to know because I thought that the changes they were making to shotguns, it was gonna be way shorter than 7 meters, but no, pretty much if you have a good shotgun, you're going to get the one-hit kill at 7 meters each time. So to officially answer what's the new max one-hit kill range, I'm going to say 7 is extremely consistent, and 8 if you have a good gun and a fortunate pellet spread. Next question, is impact still the most important stat in terms of getting a deep one-hit kill on your shotgun? It would seem that way. You're gonna notice that I'm not gonna give a lot of firm, hard answers in this video. A lot of my answers are kind of gonna be along the lines of, yeah, from what I can tell at this point, and as far as we can see. I'm mainly doing that because, again, these are day 1 findings. All of this is really initial. I plan on doing a deep dive much later, a much deeper dive than this, but for now, here's what I got. Me and my friend compared shotguns in terms of, that sounds really dirty. We compared shotguns in PvP, his high impact to my lower impact. He was using a Balligant. I was using a Dustrock Blues. I would say about 9 times out of 10, his high impact Balligant was pretty much schooling my Dustrock Blues in the deep one-hit kill department. So I would say that at this time, I do believe that when determining from how far away you can kill somebody with 1 shot from a shotgun, impact, a really big impact stat, is going to be the most important factor. Next question, does ADSing do anything, or is it going to make your shotgun perform exactly the same way as you would by hip firing? Weird question, but I totally get it. I had the same one on my mind. If you look at the TWAB notes from the Season 10 patch notes, it's very shady in its wording about the ADS change to shotguns overall. Literally says aiming down sights no longer adjusts effective range for this weapon archetype. From what I was able to determine in the private lobby, ADSing your shotgun is still the way to go if you're trying to get deep one-hit kills. It may not adjust your effective range, but it still is a determining factor on how many pellets you're going to land on your target. We did a shotgun test where we did ADSing versus hip firing, and for the most part, it just seemed that hip firing was going to land less pellets on your target pretty much each and every time. There were some times where we did hip fire and get a lot of damage on the target, but again, it's shotguns, RNG is 100% still a thing, and from what we can tell right now, ADSing seems to be the way to consistently do more damage, aka land more pellets on your target. You don't have to just hip fire every time. Next question, does range no longer matter on your shotgun? That is a fan-tastic question. From what we can tell, again, I'm going to pull up the patch notes here. Cone angle is now adjusted on a per sub-archetype basis and is no longer adjusted by the range stat. From that wording, it would appear, yeah, range no longer matters on your shotgun. Again, I don't want to hard confirm anything right now, but from what I could tell in the private lobbies with my buddy, yeah, seems to be the case. We had two different situations. One, I was hitting him with two different retold tails. One had very low range for a retold tail, the other had very high range. Both shotguns seemed to do the same amount of damage over and over pretty consistently to my friend, leading me to believe that, yeah, range probably not going to be a factor in terms of locking up that one-hit kill from deep like it used to. Also, my friend had a Baligan shotgun, which is another aggressive frame shotty, and we were comparing it versus my Mindbender, which has been like kind of the ultimate PvP shotgun for the past however many months. My Mindbender has more range than his Baligant, and his Baligant was putting me down slightly more consistently at 8 meters. I shouldn't say slightly. My Mindbender was kind of struggling to put him down at 8 meters, and about 50% of the time, his Baligant was putting me down at 8 meters, despite having less range than my Mindbender. Now that does lead to interesting questions, which I can't really confirm right now, but I do have a sneaking suspicion that Bungie may have specifically tweaked the Mindbender shotgun, because again, it was getting outperformed pretty noticeably by my friend's Baligan shotgun. But yeah, can't confirm at this time, just seemed mildly suspicious. So the final two questions that I want to answer are kind of intertwined, so I'm going to do one right after the other. What is the best shotgun barrel, and is full choke bad now? Sorry to do this to you, but remember earlier when I said, yeah, these are initial findings, we have a lot more work to do? Yeah, we kind of have more work to do. I wish I could give you an answer on that right now. I really wish that I could, but the fact is that shotguns are riddled with so much RNG by nature in the pellet spread that it's very difficult to determine which barrel is going to be your best bet at this point. I will say, again, initial findings that full choke felt kinda different, and I can't really get into why. It just wasn't locking up one-hit kills as routinely as it had in the past. I don't know if that's related to any of the sandbox changes. I don't know if that's something different. Again, no confirmation on if full choke is good or bad right now. Sorry. The good news is we can kind of apply a little bit of logic to what I talked about earlier. So if range truly doesn't really mean anything on shotguns right now, then you could simply look at every barrel option and look at the benefits offered by each barrel that are not related to range. I think if you're looking for what barrel is the most effective on deep one-hit kill shotguns, like the Mindbender, you're not really going to need stability. Range is kind of up in the air or out at this point because it doesn't really seem right now to make a difference in your one-hit kill damage ability. So the only thing left on the table is handling. And for right now, that is a fine perk to chase on any shotgun that you might feel really good about, because we've talked about how good a perk Quick Draw is, which makes it really lightning quick when you switch to your shotgun and overall faster ADS speed. I would say for right now, for day one initial findings, I'm going to be leaning towards barrels that give more handling. I'm going to be leaning towards barrel shroud and corkscrew rifling. Again, please do not run wild with that information. Please do not say that I carved it in stone, the best barrels confirmed, because again, we got so much more work to do on figuring out which shotgun barrel is going to be the overall #1 pick for PvP moving forward. All I can tell you is that right now, range doesn't seem or feel to do anything. RNG, of course, being a factor. Stability, not really something I look for in deep one-hit kill shotguns. Yeah, it's going to be handling. Barrel shroud, corkscrew rifling, if you don't have quick draw on your shotty, those are going to help you tremendously right now. Another perk you should all be looking for on your vaulted shotguns right now is Assault Mag. That's always been a really good perk because it can directly affect your rate of fire, but now that range is more up in the air, Assault Mag absolutely goes up even higher in viability. Really, out of everything, the barrel I need to look at the most is Full Choke, but that's going to take me a while to do. Sorry about that. I promise it's going to be looked at by me in the future. If it makes you feel any better, I can sort of confirm right now that smoothbore is still trash. We did whip out the old smoothbore. We threw some shots around, and yeah, it still seems that wider pellet spread equals bad if your goal is to get a consistently deep one-hit kill. So there you go. Right now, for the most part, shotguns have not changed. I was expecting from the wording of the patch notes that they would be insanely different. It really only seems to be about a 1 meter effective chop. ADSing your shotgun is still the way to go. It's not hip fire mode only out there, boys. And for the time being, until I can invest more time to look at barrels, I would invest in handling and Assault Mag. Thanks very much for watching. If you have more questions about shotguns that go beyond the question of what's the best barrel and is Full Choke still good now, because those are the two at the top of my to-do list, let me know your questions down below in the comment section. I will get to them when I have time. Thank you very much for watching. If this was informative in any way, please click the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.